Chosen One!
Welcome to The Chosen One. I'm your host, Qui-Gon Din, and we're going to be talking about Adepticon today, so I figure no better member of the community to bring on than Kenny, as I'm pretty sure you've been testing and prepping for this event as well.
We have been testing and prepping a lot, and I'm glad to be on. Thanks, Qui-Gon.
Yeah, we 2 weeks. We are 2 weeks from the event.
It's crazy.
It's been a wild couple of weeks with all the announcements and everything, but all the doom and gloom is gone. I kind of predicted the 5-year plan, like they said at the beginning, and after we get all the sequel trilogy stuff, we'll be going into year 4.5. So
yeah,
it's kind of lining up. But here to talk about Adepticon, not sad news about Shatterpoint.
Very fair.
Oh, so I guess we can talk about. So you're signed up for the team event and for Worlds, if I remember right.
Yep, that's right. I'll be doing the team event with Sammy K, my brother, and we're going to be running some kind of Rebel jank. And then all of us are signed up for the big tournament. So we'll be playing. Sam and I are playing on Saturday, but Scott, Matt, and JK are all going to be playing in the Friday tournament.
Yeah, cool. Scott Nilsson. I played against him at the Evergreen Open.
Yes, you did.
And I learned that Anakin can play on First Contact.
I know, which is not what anyone expected.
Yeah. We'll get into that when we talk about meta, but Anakin might make a resurgence.
I would love that to be the case.
Well, on strategic positions, Anakin is kind of a monster.
Well, that is awesome. I like to hear it.
But so I am entered into the team tournament, the qualifier, and then I am entered into adversaries to allies. I'm not sure if I'll be playing that or not. Depends on how I feel.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm entered into the MCP League of all things because
cool.
Probably not going to get any games in depending on what happens for the event because I'm only going to play with my buddy on his off time and bringing some Dracula to that. And
that's awesome. Do you play a lot of MCP?
It's my secondary game right now. I play it on the side. We just got into it probably, I want to say 4 months ago.
Okay, cool.
Got into it mainly. I really got into it with the Dracula and the Monsters Unleashed box, playing Dracula, Frankenstein, Mummy, and Werewolf. The weird thing.
That's cool.
That game got them before they got Fantastic Four, which is crazy.
That is insane.
But Shatterpoint in so have you guys finalized your teams list yet?
We have no is the short answer. We're running, we are going to be running Rebels. We are likely, we're running Rebels is what's going to be happening. Sam Cassian's his boy, so he will be running Cassian and then probably Hera as his other primary. And my primaries are probably going to be Jyn and Princess Leia, but we really have not locked it in yet. So we're going to be deciding.
So you've locked in your primaries basically.
I would say that we have locked in 3 of the 4. Sam's really sweet obviously he's really sweet on Cassian. And Cassian Jin's really good. Cassian Princess Leia is very good. But we're not really going to our aim is not to win. We're just going to have fun. And so he's sweet on Hera, but that could change. He could run Kanan there. He could run Mando. There's a lot of primaries he could run in that 4th spot. So we'll kind of see how it all shakes out.
Our plan was originally to run a Republic mix and match, and I could get 2 of the pairings to work, but 2 of the pairings just couldn't. Trying to pair Vader with Padme was bad. It didn't have enough mobility. And then trying to pair Mace with Mundi, but Mundi not having Shak T made that list really rough. Because I'm like, I like Vader, Mundi, and taking Ahsoka with Mundi and then taking Handmaidens. It's a really great Vader Mundi list for going for kills. But trying to mix that with Mace doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny because Republic really does have a surfeit of options, but when you're trying to make lists where you can never play two primaries together more than once, it really does makes for fun list building. Really fun list building.
Yeah, the best way we could do Republic is if one player took Mundi and Boss, and then you can kind of mix around that with like Vader and then another primary. And I'm like
Sure.
Vader and Obi-Wan would be like the
Yeah,
other
exactly.
side. That would work, but I don't want to play Obi-Wan. I don't play enough General Kenobi. I don't get enough reps with him. I've had him for a
Yeah.
long time. Don't play him a lot, but
Yeah.
we're locking in Rebels. But on the opposite end, we're focused on the Rebel supports and we're
Yeah.
going with a bounty hunter shell. Our primaries we locked in. I'm taking Cad Bane and Mando, and then my buddy is bringing PLC and Cassian.
There you
So
go.
under Cad Bane, we are taking IG-88 and the Rebel Commandos, and under Mando, we're taking Luke Daring Hero, Han and Chewie.
Yep.
Cassian, it's Cassian, Dangar, Base and Turret, and then with PLC, it is PLC, Boba Fett, and the Rebel Pathfinders.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
That's very cool.
Pathfinders work pretty well with PLC
Yeah.
for movement tech. They're not the greatest support, but
No.
they'll work in a pinch. But
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
they're durable.
the
They are a very durable support.
the idea is that we want bounty hunters in every list, so that way IG-88 has his place. And then with the Mando PLC pairing, we have a lot of spies, so we're still relying on that synergy. And then
That's really cool.
Han and Chewie and Base and Turret on the table at the same time. Anyone?
Yeah, I've heard that's good.
Yeah, I heard Base and Turret are good. But
Uh, Shocker.
that the team event is one I'm excited for. I'm kind of going the same strategy I did last year, which me and Plugacoid we played. We played the same strategy of bounty hunters mixed with Empire, because
Mhm.
Empire had the best supports to kind of build around. Well, now that's Rebels by far. So
Yeah,
we
big time.
swapped out Empire for Rebels is basically
That's
the
really cool.
idea. So we're gonna
Yeah,
repeat
cool
that.
list.
Worlds though, I've had a interesting journey. I know that I'm like 100% locked in. I just got everything packed up. Now I'm on a 2 week break from playing Shatterpoint. Not playing until the event.
Letting your brain cool a little bit.
It's exactly it. So have you locked in your full list yet, or are you still on the fence?
Well, I've locked in half of my list. I'm going to run Delta Hunter as one half of my list, just because it's just I think probably the second best list in the game, and it has lots of offense, lots of mobility. It plays well on literally every map. It's just a very, very, very strong list. And my biggest concern is because my other half of my list is going to be rebels. My biggest concern is that rebels can sometimes run into bricks where if they're not able to push out enough damage, if Cassian doesn't get good enough bombs, if you don't draw your shatter point early enough, you're not able to like really push damage, then you can really fall behind in on the missions. And so in struggle one, I mean, you'll catch up in struggles two and three. But if it let's, for example, like if you're not pushing damage, you lose struggle one, you get a bad bomb, you can be in a really bad place with rebels, which seems kind of funny because they're just the best faction right now. So that's why I have boss Delta or boss hunter, because the idea there is that if I'm like, I need to be able to just always put on the gas for damage, then, and like from the very beginning, then I will run that list. My other half of the list, I am running Cassian, Callus, Baze, and Chirrut for sure. And the question is, what is the other half? It is either going to be Luke, Bodhi, Rangers, or Princess Leia, Ezra, or Boba Fett, then Rangers. So I have got three-quarters of my list locked in. That last quarter has been, I've been playing a ton of Luke recently and really loving him. I don't think he's got a lot of good matchups, but I really like him and he's fun. And that might just be enough to get him. His pin immunity bubble is one of the best things in the game.
I think
And so,
I think Luke right now, where he may not have amazing matchups like say into Delta, where he's going to have the
yeah,
huge edges into that mirror match.
Exactly, because rebels are so dependent on their
He's
pins.
also going to
And
be,
Delta,
yeah, also going to be an advantage, I think, into Vader lists.
yeah, I think that like the thing about Luke is that Luke is just kind of a strange. He's in kind of a strange place in the meta. The thing is the problem really with Luke Bodhi Rangers is that you have to occasionally eat a bad Bodhi activation, and that can be really tough. But Bodhi has his steadfast bubble, which is only range 3, but is fantastic. And him plus Luke is like you can kind of start to get a really good kind of snowball in terms of setting up a good defensive position. So I'm not locked in on it. I think that in my opinion, Cassian, Princess Leia are the two quote unquote strongest primaries for Rebels. But I'm just not sold. I'd love to be able to run Luke at Adepticon. So no, I'm not locked in, but I'm triangulating.
Luke's a tough one. He has a couple really good matchups, but he also has some really bad areas. He is
Yeah.
real bad into diceless displacement, which is something that rebels are already struggling against. So if you were to go up against like a Kiad Mundi list, which I expect Mundi
Yeah.
to see some play,
Yeah.
Mundi or Mando,
Yeah.
Luke's in a sad spot.
Yeah, see, and that's you'd rather have Princess Leia there because she's got the out of activation in order to deal with all of the diceless displacement, right? Like you can really keep up. And Princess Leia is kind of like the anti-diceless displacement figure because she has so much good flexible out of activation movement that you can kind of keep up. And Luke, what Luke does is Luke's kind of interesting because he doesn't give out of activation movement. He is vulnerable to diceless. But what he does is he protects the out of activation movement that you have with Cassian's Revenge Trigger, Cassian's Force, Bodhi's thing. And the reason why is that you never have to worry about your stuff being pinned because Luke, you're going to put him up on the board, and then now all of your out of activation stuff triggers. Now, there are downsides. Like, I have no free out of activation movement in Luke Cassian, except for Cassian's Revenge Trigger. Everything else I'm paying a force for. And that's not awesome. Like, that doesn't feel great. But I mean, there are like kind of there are ways to counter it. And also with them having, they did a ruling on Luke with the profit ability is you can profit by this or be destroyed, where the ability reads that if you have an active objective within range 2, you can say, I'm going to, pick this objective. All enemy units can dash. Then you can dash and perform a 5 dice attack. But what they ruled is that if you're not able to pick an active objective within 2, you can still do the 5 dice attack, which I think is not how the ability reads, but that's how they ruled it on the forum. And that makes Luke way better, because
So
what I do now is I'll position Luke so that he is just outside of range 2 of an active point, but engage with somebody, do it, spike somebody, and then you can go in for another hit. So anyway, what were you going to say?
that's interesting. You can choose so you have to choose the active objective,
Yeah,
but
but if there's not an active objective, you still get to do the 5 dice attack.
that's
I'll set
that is
I'll send you the link.
yeah, that is a wonky ruling. Because my ways of how I
Yes.
guarantee the double attack is I'm usually on Sarasu because let's face it, Gemso
Yeah.
with Luke is a trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap. You want the Sarasu because you want the jump, you want the shove. What I like doing
Yep.
is doing the double shove where you shove your opponent off the point, but you're still on the
Yep.
point. You choose the active objective, and then you attack the unit that just got knocked off the point. And that's how
Yeah.
I would
Yeah, that's a great
usually
point.
line up the double attack. But the fact that you could just
Yeah.
go, oh, well, there's no active point to choose, and you can still just do the 5 dice attack. That's kind of
You
fun.
have to not I think the way it reads is this is what it says. Thora said. So the question was, is Luke able to do the last part of you can either profit by this or be destroyed if he is not near an active objective? And Thoris's response was he can. The dashing portion of the rule are conditional on being able to choose an active objective, but the attack is not conditional on an objective being chosen. So I believe my understanding is that if there is an objective, you have to choose it. But if you don't, you still get the 5 dice attack. So
Oh,
you can do like what you said, shove them off and then go for the double tap. Or you can go for a first attack where you are not in range 2 of the point, smack somebody, get on the point, make a regular attack, right? So you can do the double displacement. Because what I want to be able to do with Luke is get 2 figures off of a point, right? Because that's a really, because he doesn't have Diceless and he doesn't have a tiebreaker and he doesn't have an out of activation movement. So he's got to be able to do something like that. And his force refresh is really good.
The other cool thing you can do with that is move him to an area where he's in an area spot where he's near a point. Use the 5-die, hopefully get that jump, and you could have him then jump on a point.
That's a great point.
There is some. Do you want to know where that gets really wonky and actually really strong? Strategic positions kind of is like built for Luke.
So I've been playing it with Luke on strategic a lot, and I think Luke has other problems on strategic, but being able to use profit is not one of them.
I think it's the outer corner points that are Luke's problem on strategic. I think that middle area is like piece of cake, but Luke is very map doing because you don't want to put Luke on Never Tell Me the Odds or First Contact.
Nope. No, you do not.
You want him on Sabotage or Shifting where you know you have points.
Yeah, and for people who are, I mean, for the listeners, I am not saying you should run Luke. Like, I do not think that Luke is the optimal choice or anything like that. It's more that I love Luke and I would love to be able to run him. I think that the optimal choice is to run something like Princess Leia or Mando or Kanan. But I have really been liking playing Luke, and with kind of my state of the game, my feelings on the game, I would rather run something that I would really love playing than something that I think is like the quote unquote best thing. The best thing that I'm running is Delta Hunter. I think that is the best thing. And if my opponent has like First Contact or odds, I'll probably just drop Delta because Delta can keep
thing
up.
I love about Delta Hunter is it may be a low force list. It doesn't matter. You have so many tactics and movement in that list that on First Contact, you don't care about changing the points, but if your opponent changes the map, Hunter Boss can pivot and just, I'm going to go, fine, I'll reposition to the other side of the map.
It's so fast. It's crazy how fast it
again, I watched Monday Night Fights tonight with Rogue Sport. It was a Boss mirror match. And the more I play, the more I see Boss in action, the more I see Delta in action. Nothing in Delta needs to get toned down except for Boss. Boss is he is the single most powerful activation in the entire game of Shatterpoint.
100%. I mean, Boss is he is the problem. That is absolutely for sure. Makes everybody so much better.
Like playing 7 Scorch. I don't see people complaining about them. I don't see people complaining about Fixer. I see a ton of people complaining about Boss.
Boss is not fun to play against. He's really not. I mean, he can just do things that no other figure can do in the game. And so I'm with you. Like,
also, attacking him is kind of a mistake because then when he wakes back up, every time my strat against Boss is I'm going to wound everything else in the team. Boss, I'm going to leave to wound the last. And I got a strategy against Boss. We'll talk about when we get on my list. But I really do like Luke. I think if you can leverage Luke and not make any mistakes with him, I think he is viable. Again, like I said, anything paired with Commandos, Bayesian Turret, and Cassian can feasibly work. Whether it's Jin, because I think Jin gets crazy good in Mission Critical. I think Jin is also really strong in the mirror match for Cassian. She's one of the better primaries in the mirror match. The problem with Jin is she goes up against Boss and Delta, and she just gets ran off the table.
She just gets evaporated. That's a great point.
And at least if, with Leia on the table, if your stuff gets evaporated, at least you get a revenge attack out of it, and you have a ton of mobility. Han is something that's in there is to pay attention for too. People that have played a lot of Han with Cassian, when the list works, it's crazy good.
Yeah, I love Han, and I was playing him a bunch. I feel like I worry about him into Delta just because Han's kit gets really expensive once he gets wounded.
Yeah,
and Delta can wound him very easily, and so I think if Delta and Cassian get toned down a little bit, I'm not like a Han truther like Matt Bronson or anything, but I do think that Han absolutely has play. Like the dude absolutely has
I
play.
think after the next balance pass, Han has potential to jump to being the best primary in the game. That's
That'd
the
be
that's the way I'm
that's a
looking.
hot take.
He's already really close. He's already like, I believe, ranked 6th or 5th, and he's if stuff gets toned down, he's only going to get better. Han
Yeah,
is the one primary that no matter what happens, he's done consistently well with people that have learned how to play him. And
for sure. That's
you're
true.
right. When he gets wounded, after that, he just basically becomes a Kanan, where he's
Yeah,
not going to do anything with force, but he's going to be a moving Kanan attack trigger, where he's going to plink that 4 damage onto someone, and he's got play there. That's why I like about Han Cassian is even at if you take Han's force expenditure abilities out of it, he becomes
yep,
a well, cool. He's just the mobile Cassian that can hit hard and has a tactic that can advance people around the board. Uh,
totally. That's a great point.
but Leia is, I think PLC is going to be the best of the variants. I think if you want to try hard, PLC is the way to go.
Yeah,
I think Kanan is not the way to go. I think Kanan's the worst he's ever been
yeah.
in the current
Kanan,
meta.
yeah, Kanan just has a really bad. Kanan unfortunately does have a very bad matchup into, in my opinion, into Boss and into Cassian, right? Because both of them are dealing lots of out of activation damage. Cassian with his bomb, and you also have Rangers
Coordinate fire
coordinate fire
damage.
damage, right? And then Delta just has it coming out of every like Delta has so much damage that they can do and flexibly outside of activations. I mean, like with Boss's bomb, which is it's not just consistent, it's guaranteed you get 2 damage. With the ability for 7 Scorch to be able to do their yes more explosives. There's people who are running Wrecker, right? There's just so many ways for them to be able to get that out of activation damage. It just feels so bad.
The other
So
variant of boss to really watch out for is Lumi boss. Lumi boss might
yeah,
have
that's been played a lot.
it might have one of the best answers to Cassian in general. Just it mitigates the
Yeah,
bomb. It mitigates the bomb,
yeah,
and without the bomb, Cassian could fall. But like I said, this event is definitely going to be you the winner of the whoever wins worlds is either going to be playing boss or Cassian or both, or they're
yeah.
going to have a list that is specifically planned around facing those two matchups.
Totally, absolutely. I think
Uh,
that is the absolute way you frame the meta.
I'm not saying like, oh, you can win with a non Cassian or boss list. So I'm like, no, if the list that's going to beat boss and cat or Cassian that wins the worlds, it's going to be because that's how they plan to play the event. And there's not
Yeah,
very many primaries that I feel can do that play style.
yeah.
Where
It's hard because yeah,
eh, I think you're down to probably 3 or 4. And 2 of them are Vader and Mundi. Because
yeah,
the Darth Vader Jedi Hunter Kieta Mundi list is the one hybrid list where it can play aggro, but it can also play really good control. So
yeah,
if if your opponent has both a Cassian list and a boss list on the table, and you're trying to play list chicken, Vader Jedi Hunter with a Mundi, and I'm just like straight Mundi box. You take Shakti as well, and you take like snips with Vader, and you put that,
yeah,
you just drop that on the table because it's not going to be a guaranteed win against either of them, but you'll have play into both of them. And I think that
yeah,
is the strategy that someone will have to take. I don't think many tags can do that. I don't think you can do that with a Rebel tag or a Republic. Well, you can kind of do it with Republic, but it it's rough, and I still don't put it in the favor of the player that's playing the off
yeah,
meta list. I'm playing off meta.
yeah,
I don't think I'm going to win worlds. Like realistically, I'm playing what I want to play because I want to enjoy the game.
yeah.
I hate the Cassian mirror match. I hate the boss mirror match, and I hate playing Cassian into boss and boss into Cassian. I none of those sound fun to me. So I'm like, how do I solve that? I don't take either.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that approach, Qui-Gon. I mean, I think obviously what is most important is that you enjoy the games that you play. I think Cassian mirror matches can get extremely tedious. Boss mirror matches are kind of decided by who is able to have a good boss activation first. And like boss versus Cassian is just a matter of can boss get ahead in damage and stay ahead, or vice versa, right? It's kind of like who gets ahead in damage first. And so, and that's just those games are just not as interesting.
Mhm.
Whereas Kiadi, like Cam, is just such an interesting figure,
He
and you put him
also,
with
yeah,
Vader. Yeah,
Mundi also has around a 47% win rate against any piece in the game minimum. He is one of
yeah,
the closest to 50-50 with every single piece in the game. Uh,
yeah.
and like I said, sometimes going middle of the round, having that, you can play anything. I still think some luck needs to go on your side, but it's possible. But
For sure.
100%. The other thing I find with the boss versus Cassian matchup, and I'm not sure if this has gone with your experience, but if boss wins struggle one against Cassian, it is highly favored for boss to win the game. If boss loses struggle one, I find that boss has a hard time winning the game.
So my theory is that Cassian can win struggles 2 and 3. I'd say probably 40% of the time. I think that you are really disfavored. But I mean, your list is very good. I think it kind of depends on how good your bombs are in those activations. I think if boss loses struggle one, he probably has a 10 to 15% chance to win struggles 2 and 3.
My problem is the trick with boss lists in general need to win struggle one, and they need to win it quick.
Yeah,
uh
yeah, agreed. Totally.
Against any list that can match them at an output and then just grind them
Yep,
by struggle 3, boss starts becoming unattainably expensive to maintain. It's
yep,
why boss has problems against things like Vader and Mundi
yep.
and uh Iden with Vader. Vader is the
Yeah.
wild card for this tournament. I feel Vader is going to determine a lot of matchups. He is, in my opinion, the sleeper meta pick where he's not the at the top echelons of the meta, but he's right there and he's like in their shadow. Vader is that
Yeah.
sleeper pick, and I've had that opinion for a while. Uh,
And you know, an interesting thing, because I saw your episode on that, and I thought it was really interesting. You make a lot of good points. I think one of the things that I really that Vader brings, that Vader One brings, is that what you want is, and it's a similar thing to Cassian, is you want primaries who can make your supports do more things, right, and do them better. And Vader does that, right? If you're running with Patties or with Phil's clones, they can take Vader dice and slap like crazy, right? And so,
the other thing what Vader is doing, the thing that I say Republic, non like Cassie, you can play off meta Republic, things like Mundi, Mace,
yeah,
Vader, Padme with certain packages. Again, very specific with the Padme. You need to. I want to play her on Never Tell or First Contact. I tried her on strategic positions. The map gets too aggressive for that list. Uh,
okay,
that's my testing, which is sad. It actually changed my list from a 2x2 to where I'm now going Mace Anchor with a flex list in there. The
yeah,
Republic's in an interesting spot because they have secondaries like Rex and Ahsoka. They, while your supports may not be the best activations in the game, you can do more with them if you are playing Ahsoka and Rex because of I'm Always First Kid and the
yep,
Ahsoka's variant, which
yep,
means your support activations can kind of keep up with these power plays like Seven Scorch, Bazin Turret, Rebel
yeah,
Commandos. They have options there, especially with Rex. Ahsoka, it's a little more contingent to the fact that she's got a melee attack, but Rex is the
yeah,
big one. Uh,
yeah.
there's a reason why right now my pick for best secondary in the game is Rex at the moment.
Wild.
It's because he can add value to your supports. He
Yeah,
not just moves people, he is a always a consistent activation, but supports can
Yeah.
do stuff with him. And that,
Yeah.
it's the why Rift Hampton's so good. Why he's
Yeah.
Rift Hampton's the
Totally.
one kind of other off list that can sneak in there, because Rift against Rebels I find is actually an interesting matchup.
Yeah.
Not so
He
much.
can
Go for it.
Yeah, Riff can absolutely slap. The Riff Cassian lists, those when you are making Baze and Chirrut have a third attack that is very strong. It makes their activations, because you're shattering them, and it makes their activations just kind of gross, right? Where you've got Riff is my opinion in terms of, if we're talking about a spoiler unit, like you're thinking Vader 1, I'm thinking Riff is mine, where I think that Riff really rewards mastery. Players who practice with him and master him can do things that will surprise people, and he has a very, very good output when he is like tuned that way. And so I would not at all be surprised to see Riff kind of playing spoiler.
Not to mention Weequay Pirates.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
They are on the cusp of what I'm like almost an S tier support, in my opinion. Almost. They're not quite Baze and Turret and Rebel Commandos, but I'm like, they are up there with Han and Chewie. They are up there with Seven Scorch. They are up there in terms of strength.
I'd put them below all of those things, but I still think that they are very underrated. They are a steadfast unit with just a very stable, awesome kit. They have 9 health with fine defensive expertise. I mean, when they get 3 defensive expertise and they get 2 blocks and a climb, that's kind of amazing. And so, yeah, I think they're a very good and very underrated unit.
I think I would rate them about on par with Seven Scorch, not in terms of effectiveness, but you have to keep in mind they're a 4. They're not a 5. Sure. That's why I put them at that like same value. But they are not Rebel Commandos. Sure. Rebel Commandos are better than Seven Scorch. They just are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Infiltrate is still an ability that should never have been made in this game. And I
could not agree with you more.
But but
yeet it into the sun.
But Rebel Commandos in combination with Cassian is a whole nother level of stupid. Especially like, well, Baze and Turret with Shatterpoint. I'm like, yeah, but what if you pull Shatterpoint turn 1?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the first turn of the game.
You shatter your Rangers, and all of a sudden you're taking their back points and doing a quadrillion damage. That was fun.
Cassian is so... I don't know what they were smoking when they were smoking and making Cassian, but...
we don't know.
It's not I said, it's not even the revenge trigger. I think the 2 biggest problems with him are the Shatterpoint ability and the freaking bomb. At this point,
I hate the bomb so bad. But yeah, he needs a little bit of work.
Well, we can expect that coming on the balance pass. Sure. We're confirmed to be getting one. They're going to be spoiling some of it at Adepticon, so I'm excited about that.
Yep.
Have you? So we did get a leak. Did you see the leaked units for?
I did not. I know that Balin and Morgan were leaked, but I did not see them. I'm on the Momentous Struggle podcast, but I was actually on vacation when it happened, and so I actually think, I don't know. Someone messaged me about it, but I was like, I'm not checking this.
I made a video on it. It's news. A couple of people messaged me saying, you shouldn't talk about the leaks because you shouldn't validate. I'm like, the damage is already done by the leaks. It's better to use the information to hype up the game and hype up the releases, especially with the doom and gloom that's been going on with the game like lately.
Yeah, that's a great point. But that's a totally great point.
I'm excited for Balin.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited for both of them. I am, but Balin does look like he is going to be pretty awesome.
It's not even for Balin. It's those HK droids look spicy.
Yeah.
Oh
man, that's awesome.
But on to what I've locked in. So I have locked in, obviously, I'm locking in Mace. It's Mace Rex 501st. That's been my favorite Mace list for a while now. Got the full Mundi box. Padawans are under Mundi for very particular reasons. I have the Padawans there. And that's because with the Mace Mundi matchup, the Padawans are actually quite mobile in that list, where you have Mace that can move both of them. Mundi that can move both of them. So they actually get quite a bit of value. They're more of a healing option there. You're using them to remove conditions when they activate with their tactic. Deflect is still their only like real damage output. I even find with Vader that deflect is still their main damage output.
Yeah.
Uh,
Womp womp.
Vader, Ahsoka, ARFs is what I ended up locked in with that.
Okay.
I've had too much mixed activations with Phil's clones to choose them. I love the healing, but sometimes they can spike great. Sometimes they do absolutely nothing, and especially against Protection Steadfast, they are the worst unit in the game.
Ah, dang. I mean, that's a great point, but that
two steps in their tree, they get a damage, a shove, and a heal. Well,
so nothing against a steadfast protection unit.
Against steadfast protection, they get a heal. That's it.
Yeah, that's tough.
Can't have that option when there's so much of steadfast running around. As for my fourth list, it is Padme, Pawn 7, Scorch, and that list is strictly in there to answer first contact and never tell me the odds. I am taking strategic positions because the list I want to be playing the most is Vader Mundi, or not Vader Mundi, Vader Mace. I've been really liking that list a lot. It's having Mace throw 12 dice.
That's spicy.
Every time that Mace or Vader activates, something's dying. I have found that against Delta, I'm actually outlasting them on the Force because I have 8 Force and I am not spending all of it.
You have no Force problems with Mace Vader.
Well, Vader doesn't take much of it. Mace doesn't take much of it. My secondaries maybe take some of it in my supports, but also Vader and Mace up in front lines, just pushing up to your back points is kind of. I learned it's kind of nutty.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
They're also some of the few primaries that just don't get one shot by boss.
Great point.
The 11 health and the 12 health. Got that list, and then the cool thing about this anchor list is I'm going to try and play Mace every round if possible. I want to go, if I make day 2 at Worlds, I want 8 games with Mace. I want the qualifier rounds to be all with Mace, and then 4 win or lose, top cut. It's not single elimination. It is another Swiss tournament. I can get 4 more games in with Mace. But the situation I think that I'm going to run into, the trick of trying to do this as a 2x2 of I could do Vader Mundi as a 2x2 and then my Mace Padme list, is what happens if I come across the player that's playing both Boss and Cassian. The dilemma of, well, now I got to play list chicken. This is why Shakti has stayed in my list.
Yeah.
She's not great. She's not great against Delta, but she is really good against Rebels, and she's actually really good against 7 Scorch.
Yeah, that's a great point.
The immunity to disarm and expose means they can't condition stack her to just one-shot her off the map. They got to work for it. So I like that. Also, displacement. Again, Mace, Vader Mundi, 8 Force list. Mace Mundi, infinite Force list because I never run out of Force.
Yep.
Not with the cost reductions.
Never have a problem.
So that's my approach. Kind of, it's first time doing like an anchor / flex list, but trying to lock in a 2x2 in this current meta. I just feel like if I were to play a Cassian list, it's going to end up like last year. I play Mace 1 round and then I'm going to be stuck playing Cassian the rest of the tournament. That's like what happened to me last year. I played Mace Mundi once, and then I played nonstop Mando Armor, and that was the game plan. I want to have a little bit more fun, and it's a risky ploy, but we're gonna see if my idea of Vader being that shadow tech kind of hidden meta piece, we'll see if it pans out.
Yeah, I hope it does. That'll be amazing.
I do think it is either Vader or the Sharkman. Like, I think they are the 2 primaries that bring
Yeah, they're so interesting, and they're doing different thing. They're doing a similar thing, honestly. They're making your supports a lot better, but doing it in a different way with different kind. Like Vader is out can alpha strike people, which is amazing. Riff can't really do that, but like in the mid game, Riff is going to be just every time you're going to activate supports in the mid and late game, Riff is going to be able to like finish off wounds, which is fantastic. So I don't know. I think they're awesome.
Not to
Like
mention,
they're very
yeah,
awesome primaries.
Riff gets, especially with Riff Cassian, like once you get a Cassian bomb off, well, now Riff is teed up.
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
100%.
I had Scott B on the channel when he brought that Riff Tamsin list to I think it was LVO or it was Nova. It was one of the two. He ended up bringing that, so I had him on, and he talked a lot about that, and he had Crosshair as the secondary. I'm not sure if I would go Crosshair as the secondary of choice for that list, but and he was on the Weak White Pirates and the Base and Turret train.
Yeah.
Base and Turret.
Yep.
I called
Okay.
I called them being overtuned when I saw their card at last year's Adepticon.
And you were correct.
The force refresh on a support shouldn't exist.
No, it's too
Not
good.
if
There's
it's
lots of things
not
that
if
are too
it's
good.
not if it's free.
Yeah. Yep. And we had a game. I was testing. We've been testing a lot, and I was playing against my brother Matthew Scott. He was running Delta Hunter Delta. He had wounded my Bayesian turret twice. We were in struggle 3. I need to win the game, and I have got 2 force left. And I think, okay, so I think I pulled my Shatterpoint. I might not have pulled Shatterpoint. I might have actually pulled Bayesian turret. And I was like, do I put him in reserve? And I'm like, no, because the thing is I'm going to refresh 3 force, which is going to give me all I need in order for one of them to get a reposition. I will still have enough force to get a Callus reroll who is wounded, which is what I need in order to do X and Y and win the game, right? And that is exactly what happened in that game. And there's just no other support can do that, right? No other support can say, I'm going to give you all of the resources that you need, that you have been in a deficit for in order to win this game, right? Like Rangers, they get wounded once and all of a sudden their commando doctrine costs 2. That's a bummer. Like Baze or 7 Scorch, they get wounded and now you have a hard time playing for Rule 17 unless you're running a list like yours where you've got infinite force. And so Baze and Chariot are just, I mean, they are so busted, so overtuned. Yeah, they definitely need to be adjusted. But
Yeah, but that's like kind of like the big thing for Worlds is it's definitely going to be the Base and Turret show and Cassian.
for sure.
Now
Yep,
as to
absolutely.
what actually wins the event, I have no freaking idea. Between
Yeah.
Boss and
Sure.
Cassian, I have no freaking idea. That matchup sounds like pure cancer.
Yeah. Yeah. Womp womp.
But
Yeah. I mean, my guess is, and I bet you'd probably agree with me, Qui-Gon. I would bet that it is I would say better than 55% chance. I would say it's approaching a 75% chance that Cassian is in the winning list at Adepticon. And I would put it almost a 95% chance that Cassian is in the premier squad, even if he's not actually played on the final table. He's that good, in my opinion.
I think we're going to see a lot of Boss. We're going to see a lot of Cassian, and it will not surprise
Yep.
me if top 8 is nothing but Boss and Cassian lists.
Yeah.
It is a sad state in the game, but this is Worlds. The best players
Sure.
going to Worlds are going to be bringing the best stuff. This isn't a standard
point.
GT where you can play for fun. A lot of people are going to be trying their hardest. Day 1 is where I think you're going to see some people play what they like to play, the tech lists. Day
Yep.
2, half those lists are going to get weeded out.
Yep.
And all of the non-Cassian boss players in day 2, I think, are going to get weeded out from top 8 within the first 2 rounds of the game, 2 rounds of the event.
Yeah. Yeah. Great point.
Because again, you can have a list like mine where you have that plan into those. I don't think it's not a guaranteed win. And like, yeah. Vader Mundi is a great list. I still need things to go my way if I want to beat Cassian or Boss with that list. I'm more confident in the Boss matchup with Vader Mundi, but Cassian can still just out grind you, and that's
Yeah.
the scary thing about Cassian was that grind
Yeah.
game. Again, Cassian
Yep.
doesn't need to win struggles 1. In fact, if they win struggle 2 and 3, it means they get more Cassian bombs off. It means that you know in that struggle 3 they have a huge advantage. Like,
Yeah. Great point.
not to mention, tiebreakers are going to be the other factor of what Cassian is going to mess up, because you get the bomb in struggle 3 as well. So they're
Great point.
gonna have extra wounds.
Oh, that's so true and so unfortunate. Oh man, you're right. You're absolutely right. Oh, gross.
So that's Worlds. Are you entering in any of the side events?
No, I mean I am gonna definitely be looking for pickup games because I want to have access to that sweet, sweet prize wall. I mean, I will be playing games all day on Friday. Like, I don't know what the form is, if there'll be like a way to, if they'll do pods or whatever. But I will absolutely be grinding games all day on Friday.
Let's talk about that prize wall. So we got the stuff that's coming from the GT seasons.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, foil Morgan Elsbeth, foil Enoch, foil Wrecker, foil Crosshair, black attack dice. I like that.
Yeah.
But those yellow defense dice call to me.
Oh man, I think that this is honestly, it's kind of, you know, a little bit of a sad thing that there was we got like the not great news and then they spoiled this GT kit, because this GT kit is the best they have done. In my opinion, these dice are amazing. The range rulers are so
the
cool
range rulers are really good. I love the New Hope theme.
Amazing. Yeah, like I mean everything about it is awesome. But holy smokes, like it's an incredible OP kit.
I like the defense dice because they look very different compared to the blue or the green.
Yep.
The black symbol instead of it being white. I'm okay with the black attack dice, but I like last year's. I like purple.
Yeah,
but
yeah, they're great. They're very great. But I mean, these are just incredible.
Those range rulers, though, way better than last year's. Last year's was cool, it being like Empire themed, but the fact that it's like it's the heroes. You got Vader versus Obi-Wan, the Death Star trench run, the flight, the whole crew there on them. I'm gonna get a set of those just to have. We don't even know what the Adepticon exclusive prize wall stuff is. And then we got the one disappointment about this GT kit, the Shatterpoint cards. It's just all the Spectres. It's all the Spectres each get their own Shatterpoint card. And I'm like,
yeah,
we just got like a full Shatterpoint card that has all the Spectres on it. And now you're just going to give it one where we each have one each individual. I'm like, well, that's kind of sad. That's my one complaint about it. But
I mean, we'll take we'll take that miss, because I mean the rest of it is so great.
Yeah,
it's just it's amazing kit, an absolutely amazing
I'll take it as long as they're the right size and not super thick,
man.
Because because again, I have to put everything in hard sleeves with like backs behind them so that I'm not running with a marked deck, because they're miscolored backs. The cards are super thick and they are bigger than normal. So I'm like, okay, well, I have to get 3x5 notebook cards or top loaders, put them in there, and then put a backer on the top loader to run my foils.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna.
That's what I've got opaque sleeves from Kyle from Tablebound. They're not easy to get. Because like with the borders and the tariffs and everything like that, they're not easy to get anymore in the United States, but they are beautiful, the best quality. And that's what I have used in terms of the opacity. It's still the case that you can feel a difference with them.
The biggest,
like when you're shuffling them.
The biggest one is the Shatterpoint card. The Shatterpoint promos from last year's Adepticon, even if you have sleeves with back, if you don't have them in a top loader, and it's the normal, standard matte sleeve, you can stack the Shatterpoint card because they are thicker. It's the
because they're
thickness.
thicker. That's
It's the
exactly right. You can
thickness
feel
of
it.
them that messes it up. But I love.
Yeah.
Do you have the new?
Yeah.
Do you have the new kits foils? You know, the foil base and turret foil. The
No.
the foiling on them is so good.
Ugh, you're giving me envy. No, I don't have those.
They're so good. I got the foil 7 Scorch. Uh the other than the top 4 cards, apparently the printing bled through the card. I didn't get that,
Ugh.
but I get all my promos from eBay because I don't really have a local scene over here, so I buy them.
Yeah.
It was a
Fair.
pain in the
Fair.
butt tracking down the original foils from the first Adepticon because I'm like I
Oh, I can
needed
imagine.
my foil Padme, my foil Mace, and all them. Still, give me a foil Rex AMG.
Yeah, exactly. Come
But
on.
but so as far as the reveals panel, we know I have a hunch we are gonna get Morgan Elsbeth and Balin's boxes at Adepticon.
Oh man, that'd be so amazing.
Well, I definitely Morgan. The fact that we're getting foil Morgan Elsbeth and a foil Enoch card definitely confirms that we're gonna be getting her very soon. The same thing happened when we got the foil Jin Urso stance card, ability card. We got Jin's released pretty close to that too. So I'm like, okay, they're not going to give us these promos if that kit's not going to be at least released here soon.
Yeah,
The
that's fair. I hope that's true.
Yeah, hopefully we get them. But as far as that confirmed balance pass, what do you think happens? Let's go. Who gets nerfed the most and who gets buffed the most?
Oh man. Okay, so I'll say that I wrote a letter to AMG of my proposed changes after Zi-Fi. Because I was like, listen, the meta's out of whack. It's been out of whack for a while, and this was in November. But here are my proposed changes. I think that Cassian is gonna get nerfed. My suggested changes was I said his bomb should only trigger when you lose a struggle because it's ridiculous that it should trigger after you win a struggle because it just allows you to kind of put your foot on the gas. I also said that they should just remove his Shatterpoint ability, period. Like just get rid of that.
Yeah,
It makes the supports too good. I don't know, like obviously, like AMG will do what it is going to do, but I think that if you make those changes, Cassian becomes a lot more reasonable because Baze and Chirrut now are no longer going to be slinging, a quadrillion dice on their turn. Rangers are no longer going to be slinging a quadrillion dice.
that's my biggest thing. Baze and Turret
Yeah.
outside of Cassian feel like yes, they're always going to be that force neutral activation. They are not
Yeah.
they are not one shotting things and getting 2 wounds in one turn near as consistently. Cassian, like I've always said this, Baze and Turret do need addressing with that tactic, but they are far from the problem. Cassian impacts every future release design.
Yeah.
And honestly, they should just change that Shatterpoint instead of it being a focus type mechanic or anything that helps output. Give a one character in unit start of your Shatterpoint turn you choose. Give them a dash. Give it so
Sure.
Cassian
Like,
has some type of out of activation movement thing. Cool.
Yeah.
Rebels have a ton of that in primaries. That's not going to hurt anything. But
Yeah.
it's the output.
I did suggest, I do think that Baze and Church should have 8 health in addition to maybe tweaking that tactic, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I also think that boss, I mean, I would probably want to address 7 Scorch somehow, but like maybe not. But boss needs to be addressed. The bomb is insane. It's too good. It's too consistent.
The bomb and his force refresh. His force refresh should only be off of force refresh should only be off of attacks. That solves one problem. The other one is the bomb should be range 3 of him. Make it Endor Leia's bomb.
And it should not be an any point. It should be an active point. It's ridiculous that you can pick
Endor Leia's is any point as well.
Well, but I mean, her kid isn't as good as his, right? Like that's the problem.
I said, if you turn his bomb to Endor Leia's bomb, and then you make it so he only refreshes source off of an attack, you have drastically reduced the value of his kit. He is no longer
Yeah.
having these impactful turns. Now he's going to play more like an Iden and less like a Iden
Yeah.
on steroids.
Yeah. Exactly. And then the things that I think that need to be buffed, I mean, there is a lot. There is an awful lot. If we're talking primaries, it's got to be something like Veer's Crosshair. If we're talking supports, I mean, there's Dathos, Separatist supports need love. Like the problem is that I think that every faction, like and including every sub faction, needs to have two viable supports, like good supports that can be run in all of their lists. And the problem is that like separatists have aqua droids, but like B1s and B2s are just not good. They're not good. Magna's got nerfed too hard, right? Like Datho, like Mandos have got great supports, but they are under health. They don't have enough health. So there's just kind of like a lot of like knobs that I think need to be turned in order to do to all of the supports in the game that didn't get buffed. Like what happened? I think that the Republic supports are honestly kind of perfect, except for Seven Scorch in terms of their balance. I loved all the changes they made. They pretty much made everything 8 health. I think that there is just a lot of awesome changes that they made. And I would just kind of like them to do that just kind of all across the field. Like, let's just push up a few numbers so that all these things are in line. I don't know that they're going to do that. I wish they would, but that'd be my hope. But if we're talking like things that desperately need help, like Beers is a garbage primary and he needs help. So hopefully they make some kind of hopefully they give Empire some love.
That
So the
Veer
Empire players
box needs help. The entire
absolutely,
box.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to tell you how they fix separatists.
Yep.
Make Magna Guards 8 health, give them the Bounty Hunter's Tactic Dash.
That'd be awesome. Oh, that'd be so great.
That'd be right fantastic. There. Force efficient unit that can always move to a point, and they right now their stats like expertise and everything are actually proper for a 3 cost. They actually have good defensive expertise. Their offensive expertise is still decent, but the problem is that they can't get anywhere. That's their big weakness.
Yeah, they're slow. They are slow.
If you give them the Bounty Hunter Dash and just add that to their kit, they are now appropriately costed for a 3 cost, and make them 8 health. Yeah, you can't have them be that mobile and have 9. I'm saying you add the Tactic Dash, but they also keep their follow the Separatist primary thing.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, my problem is that with these melee only units, they need a lot in order to be viable because they need a lot of mobility and they need to be able to displace consistently, right? Because the problem is that your threat bubble is so much limited, right?
And that's kind of like my answer with that is like the reason why I say you lower them to 8 health, you give them that Tactic Dash, they're now extremely mobile. Putting a pin on them is not going to shut down their turn. And the reason why Padawans are so good for a melee 3 threat, one, they have deflect. That's their little special trick that they can do. They are the only support in the game with deflect. They have a tactic heal at the beginning of their turn, and they still have an ability to have a dash. You can't bog them down with conditions. If you make the Magna Guards an 8 and have an 8 health, because if you have them have 9 health and have that mobility, that's still a problem. But 8 health is a perfect breakpoint for them, and you make them keep everything the same about them, but add that Bounty Hunter Tactic Dash. Spoiler alert: the assassin droids in Balin's box have the Bounty Hunter Dash, and they're 3 cost. They're a 3 threat.
That'll be interesting.
So I'm like, okay, do that. Magna Guard's perfectly. The biggest area where you need to fix the separatist supports, and it's not even that big of a fix that you need to do. Fix their freaking expertise.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Super battle droids have a great kit if they had good if they had all right expertise. If they had the expertise of like the Wolfpack or 212th or even 501st, you know, they would be good. If they got results off of their expertise, they would automatically be a perfectly serviceable sport. That's their only drawback. The B2s are an easy fix. You fix their expertise, they're solid. Aqua droids don't need anything done to them. They're actually perfectly fine for a 5. They're actually perfectly tuned and what a 5 should be. B1s fix their defensive expertise so that
Oh, it's so
one
bad.
expertise
Yeah.
actually will give them a block. And give them a pay 1 dash, and then they're fine. Getting mobility is kind of the big issue that they have. Because offensively, the B1's expertise is actually perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Like their offensive expertise for ranged attacks is totally fine.
Yeah, it's just defensively they're bad. And B1s are like on the cusp of being what a 3 cost should be. It's just defensively they're slow and they are really bad. They just fold. Fixing Dathomirians, honestly, give them infiltrate. If you're not,
I would say
if you're not going to get rid of
that's
it,
interesting.
yeah, they're squishy, but if they're infiltrate, their coordinate fire exposed is set up for Dathomirians. That helps solve a lot of the faction's problems.
I also think I think that honestly with Dathos, give the Night Sisters 8 health, right? Like give them 8 health.
8 health, infiltrate, and give Savage some shoves.
Yeah, Savage needs shoves. Like we are in the year of our Lord 2025, like you can no longer survive without shoves. Like I understand he's always had his defenders, but you cannot do it without shoves.
Or
anymore.
if he doesn't have shoves, change his one ability, the thing that can expose force users, just change that to force repulse.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine. If you're not going to give him shoves, give him a repulse. I love it.
If you give him diceless, and now he can actually impact a point and take a point, give him repulse. He might actually be one of the best secondaries in the era.
Yeah. If you give him repulse, he is an absolutely interesting figure. I don't love how slow Mama is. I understand what they've always said about it, but it's like Mama's a very, very good figure, but she is slow and I mean, it's tough to be slow in this meta.
Sorry.
And so maybe that
why doesn't her tactic work like Mace Windu's, where she could just give her Mace Windu's tactic for Dathomirians? It's fine.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
Maybe not move the full unit, but give herself and an allied character a dash.
That's it. That's all we need. Literally all we need.
That, and then make her healing thing innate, so that way you could still coordinate fire.
Great point.
Those are kind of the same changes. Same fix that they did with Mace. Just give it to Mama.
Yeah, great. I am totally down for that.
As for what I think gets nerfed, I'm not so much on the fence that 7 Scorch need any touch-ups, because they're still really squishy. They kind of melt by anything melee attacking them.
Yeah.
Definitely boss. Definitely Cassian, and revenge triggers as a whole might need to be adjusted to where we're not having these double revenge lists in the game.
Yeah, I would love that.
It is gotten to the point where revenge triggers they've always kind of defined the game and held back offense, but if you're going to cut back the output of these characters, well, now revenge just gets even better. Because now we have the ability to sustain, and anything that does do damage is even punished more for it. You got to balance. If you're going to kill the output of the game and make it so everything's a bit tankier, you need to make it so that, well, now everything's equally tanky, but then I also get an advantage if you wound something.
Sure.
PLC might get touched.
I would love that. Yeah, I think that's fine.
She's on the cusp. She does a little too much.
She does a lot of things. She's I think the problem for PLC is that, PLC is very strong, and the problem is she really abuses the strong supports that Rebels have. So
it's not just the supports. She abuses the second revenge trigger in the list.
Sure, absolutely. Her attacks are. So I've run the math. Her attacks into Delta, her revenge attacks into Delta, don't do very much most of the time, right? Like her avenging into 7 Scorch, if it's a ranged attack, she's honestly likely not to get a single step.
It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah, it's not good. And so that's kind of how they've balanced her. But she also can spike, and she can slap back, right? And she is still super flexible in terms of movement. She's rolling extra defense dice when she's around wounded figures. So she's a very flexible unit that brings an awful lot. I don't think she gets touched just because I think that her problem is more other people's
Yeah,
problems, but she absolutely is the
I
beneficiary.
don't think she gets touched yet, but down the line, I
Sure.
think she's very likely to. The other one, Mando. I think uh,
Interesting.
Mando gets touched in one slot. I think they need to touch his defensive expertise a slight tad bit.
Interesting.
The fact that he rolls 6 defense dice on both sides, and that
Yeah, it's crazy.
his defensive expertise is Mace Windu's old expertise. So
Yeah,
attacking into him is ludicrous.
does
Uh,
doesn't feel good.
uh, Other than that, I think that's the only thing you need to do him. He needs to be a little bit squishier and needs to provide a little bit more. He's also got 11 health, which just
Yeah,
lower his health maybe to 10, lower that defensive expertise to where it's mainly the thresholds. He should not be
yeah.
getting a crit to fail plus 2 blocks on 2 expertise.
It's crazy. It's so good.
One
Oh, it's so good.
one should be a block, 2 should be 2 blocks, 3 should be 2 blocks on a crit to fail.
Yeah, I could see that.
You do that, I think you make him so he's actually a little bit of a target. But right now, he is the one primary in the game who can turn 6 defense dice and have it block 7 results.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Um,
Absolutely crazy.
As for buffs, uh, fix expertise on Separatist. Give the Snow Troopers the 501st treatment.
Yeah.
Give them the crits. Give them the
Yeah.
early damage and make them the 501st for the Imperial faction.
Yep, that's a great change.
But as for Snowtrooper Lieutenant, make him a 3 cost.
Yeah.
It's sad when he's worse than Sergeant and
Womp womp. Yeah.
and Sergeant's already kind of bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, these guys are dependent upon having very good. I mean, Sergeant is dependent on having very good supports. And right now, Empire just does not have them. Dark Troopers, being at 7 health. I mean, their kit is still very, very good, but like it is just nowhere comparable to the top of the line of the other
In my
factions.
opinion,
And
Empire has 2 viable supports: Elite Squad and Fifth Brother.
yeah, and even they are like, I mean, they might be viable, but they are
The,
still,
the problem
they're
is
not comparable.
the problem is it's not that they're comparable, it's that you can't put them in spots where you need to put them. You have to put Elite Squad with Grand Inquisitor. And as strong as Grand Inquisitor is, he's not cutting it in the current meta. He solves the force refresh issue, but right now you need to be able to hit hard, and he hits like a wet noodle. Riva is great. Riva is super solid. I will take Riva outside of a Grand Inquisitor list. I don't need Grand Inquisitor to play Riva. I'll play Riva in Fifth Brother, and I'll play that package. Very strong set of things. I love Fifth Brother. He's still one of the best supports in the game. And he is on that level because he has Repulse. If he didn't have Repulse, Fifth Brother would be garbage. But
yeah, totally.
the Repulse plus Protection Steadfast, he's the only single body support in the game that I think is viable right now. Four Sisters almost there, but she just gets shot off the table.
Yeah, too squishy. He's a little too squishy.
But Empire, man, I don't know what you do to Empire to really fix it, because after seeing the Morgan Elspeth box, I think the box is good. I don't know if it's enough.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, I don't know if it's enough in the current metagames. I think if they buff CT, they buff Veers, we'll be in a good spot. But outside of that, I don't know what they touch. I do think I want Sabine to get buffed.
That's interesting. I mean, yeah, she never gets played anymore just because
she needs one change, and she becomes amazing. Make her tactic able to move a Mandalorian character.
Oh yeah, that's a great change.
You do that,
I'd love that change.
Now you give Mandalorians their fourth secondary, and now you can actually do a lot with Mandalorians.
Totally. That'd be a super fun change if she could actually run with Mandos like that.
Like, I'm sorry, Mando, Sabine, Clan Kryze with Bo-Katan,
totally.
Coverts, and what's her face sounds like a and Bo-Katan and you take the full Mandos and you leave Paz at
Yeah.
home. That sounds fun.
Yeah. That's a really good change.
But no, the game. Hopefully, the next balance pass will put the game in a state like it was at the last balance pass, where
Absolutely.
a lot of things.
I think everyone's kind of hoping for that. And so we'll kind of see. I'm disappointed that AMG is not releasing the patch before Adepticon. But I think it will be really fun to see what they've got spoiled, what they are willing to spoil for us and share with us. I think that at this stage of like considering the announcement that AMG has made, I think it's really important for them to be clear and provide as much
Oh
clarity as
yeah,
they can regarding, like this is what we've got coming out. This is what you should expect, because otherwise I think that they're going to kind of kill whatever remaining goodwill they have for the
well,
game.
their
But
last two announcements haven't been exactly. I will say
yeah,
this: at least they said that Shatterpoint isn't going around. If they were going to kill the game, they would have come out and
yeah,
outright said it. They did that
yeah.
with
I mean, I
X-wing and
think
Armada. They just said, "Yeah,
you bet.
no, we're done." Uh,
Yep.
but I do think
Yeah.
we're probably going to get less plastic and more print and play product. Uh,
Sure. Which is fine.
we're probably going to continue to get the store tournament kits, which I hope they do, because the
Yep.
newest one that's coming out that I want, full PLC box, is getting foils, baby.
Oh, it's gonna be so great. Yeah.
Um,
So let's see. We'll see. We'll see what they say.
yeah. But they definitely need to be clear, concise, and they need to be willing to take some heat, because I have a hunch. Usually that reveals panel is really chill and really hyped. I think there's going to be a lot of quiet moments, and they're going to have to address it. I think
For sure.
this is more
Great
touch and
point.
go compared to some of the other events they've had. Shatterpoint
Yeah.
is not exactly at the healthy of states. And we kind of knew this
Yeah.
during our doom and gloom talk about, if they don't release product or a balance pass, our meta is screwed. And our meta's been screwed since
Yeah.
August. Since August, our meta
Yeah.
has been screwed.
They 100%. Like they need to be more proactive. You are absolutely right.
So hopefully with this balance pass, I am glad that they announced that the balance pass is going to be yearly rather than uh we will play it by ear. The fact that it is going to be annual
Yeah.
means, if the balance pass is good, we're not going to have too many releases that can screw it up. Because we don't have
Yeah.
that many releases coming in. I mean, what we got sequel trilogy. I don't know, unless Kylo Ren and them are so good with those two boxes together that just break the game. I don't think the new
Yeah.
releases are going to destroy the meta, only because First Order is going to have two boxes. That's it. Two boxes.
Yeah.
Resistance, two boxes. Qui-Gon might shake things up, because Qui-Gon's in a faction that right now is super healthy. But when
Yeah.
you're tags, you got two boxes now. Hopefully they balance and they give the First Order stuff Stormtrooper tag, and not call them First Order Stormtroopers, but just give them the Stormtrooper tag. Then you can actually mix and match with some of the
Yeah.
Empire stuff, like Sergeant and the Night Troopers, and like some of the stuff that you can do with there. But the games,
Yeah.
we're almost in a pretty good balance spot. We're not in such a spot where it is super doom and gloom. The meta is going to be the meta, but I don't know what they were thinking when they were doing, let's create Boss, who's the most proactive activation in the game, and then let's create Cassian, who's the
Yeah.
biggest. Just, I'm going to sit here on the table, and it doesn't matter what I do during my turn. I'm just going to
Ugh.
make the game a living nightmare.
Yeah. Agreed. Very much agreed.
But I'm excited for the event. We'll see if we'll see if Shatterpoint can continue with the competitive play. I am hopefully optimistic. I think the layoffs didn't hurt, or didn't help, I should say. The layoffs
Didn't help. Yeah.
probably caused a lot of the stuff to go downhill, which is, again, from Asmodee. They took on all that debt,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
Honestly, Shatterpoint is not the biggest money maker. That you buy a box of Shatterpoint once, you don't go back and buy that box again. Uh, that's the thing that I'm looking at, because I'm looking at what's the next skirmish game I'm going to be getting into, and that's Gundam
Yeah.
Assemble is what I'm excited for coming out. Skirmish based Gundam game, but they announced their price tag for the stuff. Their models are priced as much as Games Workshop models, so
Yeah.
really expensive. But
Yeah.
like Shatterpoint, it's a game you buy the box once. You have the
Yeah.
model, you don't need to buy multiple of them, and that gets interesting. So, will AMG learn from this? Will MCP get put on the back burner at some point when they start running out of ideas for releases and Shatterpoint comes back into the fold? Who knows? But it's kind of what we're expecting with the feature of the game.
Yeah. Yep.
But no, any final thoughts? And what event are you more excited about, Worlds or the team event?
Oh, Worlds, big time. I mean, I'm there. I love the team event. I love hanging out with my brothers, but like, no, 100% Worlds.
So,
I'm very excited.
so,
Worlds.
so you're excited for the sweaty tryhard tournament.
I am a sweaty tryhard, big
Well,
time. That's who I am.
I hope that I am wrong about Worlds and that the meta and it's just people playing a bunch of different things and that it's not going to be like it was last year where I play 4 Iden matches.
Yeah. Oh, gross.
But hopefully it'll be a mix of stuff. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you finally locked down for Rebels because I know you're on that PLC or Luke train.
Yep. I'll let you know. I will tell you.
Well, we'll find out. Man, you're going to be in the hot seat right off the bat. You can't lose a round.
Oh, I know. I don't. We are aware of the pressure that we are under.
Top
So
top
we
64. Everyone's like, oh, I can lose one round. Day one, you might be able to lose 1 or 2 rounds.
sure.
Once you get into top 64, you lose, you're out. It's not single elimination, but you have no chance at making top 8. Only the
That's
top.
actually not true. The top 4 that there'll be if there is 64, it goes from 64 to 32 to 16 to 8 to 4. So there will be 4 4-0s, 4 3-1s of the 8. So if you lose and you get 2-0'd, you are unlikely to make the top 8. Just FYI.
Is day 2 4 rounds? I only thought it was 3.
Yes. Nope, it's 4 rounds. If it was 3 rounds, if it is 3 rounds, if you are right, then you
I can actually
cannot lose
pull
a
up
round.
let me pull up the packet. That's actually would be a good information to know for the listeners. Go to the Adepticon.org website. I can actually pull up the packet and we will find out. Shatterpoint. Star Wars Shatterpoint. Pulling it up for okay, that's the team premiere. World Championship rules. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No. So you can lose 1 round. You're right. It is 4 rounds.
Yep.
I thought it was only 3 rounds. Wow. Okay. That makes it a little bit more convenient. Nice. Yep. Nice. Well, thanks for telling me that.
There you go.
That's a little less being on the bubble because right off I was like 3 rounds. Well, right off the bat, you're on the bubble.
Well, I mean, we're still very much on the bubble, but yeah, you do have a little bit of grace. So
You have 1 game grace, so it means you have 1 bad list. Play it once, and then because the list resets from day 1, you gotta.
Yes, it does.
Yes,
it does. It's a whole new tournament.
I actually like that way better than the heat system. Like the heat system had advantages, but I like this that it resets. So far, apparently, there's only 7 people that are going to be in the day 2 tournament guaranteed. Apparently, that's
wild.
That's what the site says. There might be more that get added on, but currently it says only 7 slots are taken of top 64. And if that is the case, and only 7 people of the GT winners are showing up, that means you can literally go 2-2 and make top cut.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. If that is the case, I would have thought that there'd be more, but
Oh, yeah, because I'm like, if there's 10 or 11 people, then I mean, your chances of making Top Cut if you're 2 and 2 are real slim. But if there's like 60, or like 58 slots up for grabs, I'm like, oh yeah, no, literally half the people at the Worlds is going to make it in,
yeah,
which could
which
be.
will be that's awesome. Like,
I'm okay with it because that means we'll have more
yeah,
variants in Top Cut. If it was
totally, absolutely.
less Cassian in top 64, less Boston top 64, the better for a fun event.
Amen. Amen.
Well, thanks for coming on. This is the Adepticon episode, people. You won't hear from me on the podcast until after the event when I do the event recap and I get some lucky or some poor schmuck that has to listen to my voice for an hour to come onto the podcast.
No, you're the best.
I ain't the best. I'm just a guy with a webcam
That's fair.
who makes Unit
Hey, that's a lot
101
of
videos.
that's a lot of people though.
Yeah, but it'll be fun. Are you doing any hangouts? You got anything planned out for 3rd Street Market? Are you gonna hang out with the Rogue Support guys?
We got nothing planned. We are a pretty small crew. We are going in order to hang out with people, but we have no official plans. So, we will absolutely be spending time with everyone in the community, but no, we have not yet locked something in.
We might have to get in touch with Rogue Support and then Todd and Aubrey because I know they're going to be planning a hangout at 3rd Street Market.
Awesome.
So, are you leaving the Sunday night or is your flight like on Monday or Tuesday?
Monday morning. We were trying to leave on Sunday, but they rearranged our flights, and it was way too tough in order to get out Sunday like on a comfortable
Well,
time. So we're
also,
flying out
what
Monday
if you're
morning.
in top 8?
Yeah, well, that was part of the problem is if you make top 8, then you need to be able to leave pretty late in the evening, and we were just not going to be able to do it. So we just all moved our flights to Monday so we can just do more hangouts, and just play games. Even if we don't make the cut, like we can play games. There's a ton of stuff we can do.
Oh yeah, I'm like I don't think I'll make cut, but I'm gonna go look at the Golden Dragon. I'm gonna go look at the painting
That's right.
competition because the Warhammer stuff always looks good.
Yep,
Not
that's
good
right.
at the game and no, too expensive for me, but the stuff looks cool.
Yep, it'll be awesome.
All righty, this has been the Chosen One, a Star Wars Shatterpoint podcast. I will catch you at Adepticon, Kenny.
Yeah, we'll see you there, Qui-Gon.
Thank you for watching this episode of The Chosen One. If you'd like to watch the next video, you can watch the one in the link above. And if you want to listen to the podcast, you can listen to the playlist below. Thank you and have a nice day. Thank you for your support. Please like and subscribe.